we're going to be taking a look at who impressed. So we're going to you with a two-part series. We're going to tell you the best player from each team in the Premier League this season, and let's crack on. But before everything, make sure to like, share this video, comment on it, subscribe most importantly if you're new to the channel, and enable notifications to receive all the updates. Now let's kick it on. Arsenal have underperformed this season in the Premier League, and that is quite the known fact. However, there's still been some key performances, including the likes of Kieran Tierney, Bukayo Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe. I think that the youngsters of Arsenal have helped Mikel Arteta keep his job at the helm of the club, as it was under threat in the last couple of weeks. This pick for the best player would be Kieran Tierney for sure, as he added some serious great qualities on that left-hand side of the defence, such as leadership, passion and the intensity along to his qualities as a player. Also, he is a very solid player defensively, displaying great attacking prowess on the other half of the pitch and even scoring recently a very good goal against West Brom. I mean seriously, the guy trains in -4 degrees in a half-sleeve t-shirt. What do you expect else? Aston Villa had an exceptional start to the season. They found themselves at the moment in the 8th position with 2 games in hand on most teams around them. There have been some massive improvements at both areas at the end of the pitch, and that has come with some signings. The signings of Ollie Watkins from Brentford has given Aston Villa a good striker who will get them goals. It helps Jack Grealish to be able to get more assists and, more importantly, give more points to the club. However, we could pick point the likes of Ezri Konsa, Tyrone Mings, John McGinn and even Jack Grealish. The pick for the best player of Aston Villa has to be the new signing Matty Cash as the best player for them this season. He has been amazing defensively, and that is shown by Aston Villa having the most clean sheets. Also, that helps when you have a great goalkeeper behind you, but still, Matthew Cash have even given Aston Villa more attacking strength when he overlaps and whips crosses into the box. Graham Potter's Brighton side had a mixed bag of a season so far, playing some terrific football and getting some good results against the top clubs such as Liverpool, but the problem for them has been winning instead of drawing key games such as their 1-1 draw against a 10-man Sheffield United at home. That comes down to not taking the clear-cut chances. However, we're not going to be looking at all of that, and we're trying here to pick the best player of the season for them, and the pick has to be Yves Bissouma. And I know why some people go for Tariq Lamptey, Solly Marsh or Neil Murphy, but Yves Bissouma has to be the pick. He added more solidity to the midfield of Brighton, who's already a hard-working kind of midfield, and he is attracting interest from big clubs like Manchester United and Liverpool. His strength and technical ability have shown throughout his campaign, and he is a very important player to this Graham Potter's Brighton side. I mean, who else can you pick for Burnley? Certainly they had a poor start for the season, with them only being 2 places above the relegation zone. They play a game where they don't try to concede goals and try to score from crosses, whether it be corners or free kicks by open play or set pieces. Burnley has struggled with scoring goals as they scored only 9 this season, the second worst alongside West Brom in the Premier League, but Nick Pope has been a great goalkeeper for them on the other end, having some exceptional saves and really denying Burnley some serious thrashings in certain games. Maybe his saves are not exactly point savings for Burnley, but still he is their best player by far this season. Carrying on this list of the best player from each team in the Premier League, and we're looking now at Frank Lampard's Chelsea. His position as manager at the moment seems to be under big threat, considering specifically that some of his new signings are not exactly performing well this season. However, some of the younger ones have thrived occasionally. The key player for Chelsea this season, and despite the importance of the likes of Hakim Ziyech, Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, has to be Ben Chilwell. The former Leicester man has come in handy with his experience in the Premier League, serving him well, scoring a few goals along the way and making a couple of assists. And despite some questions still being asked about the defensive side of his game, it is undeniable that he adds a lot of quality to the forward attacking line for Chelsea. This is one of those clear picks, isn't it? Crystal Palace have already had a steady start of the season, sitting at 14th place, which is something that suits them really well, considering that they don't want to be relegated. The fans have been irritated the way Hodgson set up his side, as they see them not using creative players enough to the best of that advantage. However, when we're talking about this pick, Wilfried Zaha is always a key player for Crystal Palace for the last couple of years, and has been playing as a out-and-out striker alongside Jordan Ayew this season. He has been playing well, linking with the summer signing Ezebe Eze, and the two have been the standout players, but Wilfried Zaha has to take the mantra this season, scoring the big goals for them and coming out for them in the biggest of moments. While Everton's Carlo Ancelotti have surprised quite a few times this season and his form isn't exactly as steady as you might think, Everton still have some potential great players in their rankings and certainly has brought in a world-class talent in the likes of James Rodriguez and Allen. However, the pick for Everton this season for the most influential player has to be Dominic Calvert-Lewin, making a name for himself under the Italian manager. Scoring 11 goals for the Toffees this season, his incredible abilities helped Everton manage some incredible results this season. 2 goals away from his last season tally, Dominic Calvert-Lewin seems to be relishing the opportunity to play alongside those creative players, benefiting from a lot of crosses coming into the box from his teammates. He seems to be one of the future strikers for the England side, and heading into the Euros, that seems to be a great responsibility. Yes, Fulham didn't have the greatest start of the season so far, and maybe the best thing about them is the fact that their coach Scott Parker dresses well for the games. Still, they have shown some promising performances, as beating Leicester at the King Power Stadium and getting a point against the champions Liverpool. The player that we can pick here for the best for Fulham this season has to be Ayatollah Lookman, who is slated and criticised after his Panenka penalty was saved in the last minute against West Ham in the game that they lost eventually, but it has been a very bright spark since then, and his pace and skill in being able to take players and making key passes is always impressive to watch for such a youngster. He might be the best player in Fulham this season and certainly one of the best players outside of the top 6 clubs. Marcelo Bielsa has taken Leeds into the Premier League and changed the football in the Premier League this season, bringing on a fast attacking style of play which has given lots of praise after being beaten 6-2 of Old Trafford by rivals Man United, despite the criticism of some other pundits for his suicidal kind of football. And there has been a lot of key players in this season for his side, such as Calvin Phillips, Mateusz Klich and Jack Harrison. However, the key one that stands out from the pack is Patrick Bamford. He has scored 10 goals in 17 Premier League appearances in this campaign, which is quite impressive considering it has been his first full Premier League campaign, and also, for facts, he could have still scored more had Leeds United took some of their chances in some of the games they had this season. The Foxes have been excellent this season so far, finding themselves in a Champions League qualifying position at the moment, with a great mix of youth and experienced players. A perfect example with this would be the partnership of Johnny Evans and Wesley Fofana at the back, creating a good foundation for the Foxes to strive and do well in games. However, we're not focusing here on the defensive side of their game, we're focusing on the attacking prowess, which has been amazing, with the likes of Jamie Vardy, James Maddison and Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes have evolved so much since his debut against Wolves at the Molineux a couple of years ago, and he has certainly added a lot to his game, such as goals and assists, and certainly a lot of trickery and movement to add it up, which is a very propelling aspect to his game, making him a better player, and he's certainly attracting a lot of interest from bigger clubs this season. That's it for the first part of the best player from every Premier League team. If you feel like debating this list or liking something or don't like something about this list, comment it below, like, share the video, most importantly subscribe to the channel if you're new and enable notifications to receive all the updates from the content on this channel. Check out the rest of it here, and until the next time, I'll be seeing you soon. Follow me on social media and the links will be in the description. Also, you can find this list in article form at www.webreadsports.com. I'll see you soon, goodbye.